please stand up. Ready? Bow. Second bow. Third bow. Please be seated.
人拢是有一种贪，毋是为着欠而贪，是因为这个心态不规正啊。伊所看到的都有想着讲，这是我所占有的。看到物件，他就爱，爱到由不得自己，就会去试。这种嘛是一种的心理形态。那么有的人教育嘛是真悬啊，甚至咱嘛常常听到，嘛有安尼是大学的范围里，常常宿舍都在碰见物件，那大家人拢差不多知影是啥物啦。经过了一再辅导，每一回伊嘛感觉着讲，毋对啦，真歹势啦，一定爱改。毋过若有人碰见物件的时，还是会过去想着是某一个人，果然也是同款。那看心理医生啊，一段时间会平静落来，但是又过一段时间，无边再还。问伊讲，你是毋是欠钱？毋是，有钱啦。为什么要安尼做？我嘛毋知啦。这种心啊，家己由不得自己，这呢就是心理变态。但是有的人呢，就是纯粹是为着贪，这种的贪念，伊的生活比别人困苦。但是伊感觉到的，别人比我有，我头又有啥物毋好啊？这种错误的观念啊，伊对伊的行为呢，并无一点会惭愧心。这啊，为着头，为着强盗，毋只是伤害家己。还是伤害他人，有时阵一失手啊，杀伤他人，嘛是毁灭自己啊。其实贫穷是无可怕，最可怕的呢，就是害歹，毋肯去找一个正当的工作，只干想要安尼。这种轻松而过日子，这种的心态嘛是真辛苦。有一位贫困的人，伊的生活非常的潦倒，想要去做工，却是无工好做。 厝内底呢，无有过一天的日时。有一回看到富有人家伫咧嫁娶，非常的风光。家己就想，家己嘛是有囡仔，嘛是已经到达适婚的年龄。看到别人的囝伫咧嫁，伫咧娶，是遮尔风光。家己的囝，什么时阵会当娶到一个真好的人？有了对象，又是要用什么该娶过门呢？这着的是，当阵伊忽然间闻到一股真无好的味，原来就是一只狗啊，来到伊的身边，看看这只狗是真狼狽，然后呢，就家己想想家己，我甲这只狗又是差偌济呢？这只狗是无主人的狗啊，所以规身躯呢，这么正臭味啊！我呢，这么正贫穷，我嘛无啥敢回去厝啊！我摕什么去养它？就是因为安尼的心态，所以一直都流浪伫外面。伫这个中间，伊想啊，到底是为什么？我想来去请佛陀呢，开一条路互我行。伊就赶紧去急恶度缘，佛的精舍，将伊的生活贫困，伊家己本身流浪伫外面，这种真正的苦闷的心态向佛陀讲。佛陀听真动情，就甲伊讲：如是因，如是缘，如是果报啊！过去你就是有迄份的贪念，见好必起，偷窃强盗。你敢知影？数偌年真多人啊，因为伊的财物被劫，致使伊的生活困难，甚至有人也因为失落心爱的物件而致死。这是你过去生中所种落去的贫穷的因啊！今生人间就是受到这种的果报。这位贫穷人就问佛陀讲：我过去生中做这种的因，现在我已经贫穷苦难啦，我未来要安怎呢？佛陀就讲：照顾好你的心，把你的心念贪念一念都唔通产生，产生了贪念就是贫穷的因啊！实属有了这念的念头，要赶紧及时消灭，培养你富有爱的心态。这位贫穷人就讲：我爱我的某囝，我都无法度通好供给予伊什么物件，所以我真忏悔。我道别，我唔敢回去。我有爱，但是无法度通好付出。佛陀就讲：还是回去吧。所爱唔是物质，你爱予伊心灵的依靠，一份的努力付出，一份的爱培养，那会当安尼，你的贪念会消除，贫穷的因啊，所结这个果啊，会慢慢的消掉去。这当中对一切的众生平等、富有爱，培养这份的慈悲的念头。这位贫穷者，伊就想到拄则这只狗虽然是真臭，来到身躯边，无形中嘛会起到迄份怜悯心，所以伊甲这个心得啊，就向佛陀讲：佛陀， 度呢就微笑啦。是啊，对一切苦难，唔只是干那人所有生灵，你会当时时起出了怜悯心，自然呢，就会当培养你这份的爱念。贫穷人已经知影，贪是永远无止境、袂停啊！时时爱培养这份对天地万物啊爱慈悲的念头。所以，一番庸碌一心心难安，庸庸碌碌，只是干那一念，哎呀，贪感觉真不足，所以伊才会庸碌。只要咱会晓满足，愿意辛苦付出，其实呢，无什么困难过的代志。真正气伫心外欲啊，心中宁静宁智远，清净佛心做平安啊。见好不求，亦不难。那毋是真简单呢？只要来静静，气伫心外物的贪念，咱若会当安尼啦，心中就会当宁静咯。心若宁静，咱的眼界啊，自然呢都会开阔。所以为未来啊去想，毋通为着眼前短暂满足的心，会激动错误。
So what do you guys think of the video? Anyone would like to share? Or can I speak a few words first?
Yes, please.
Okay, we see in the video, it talks about greed. So what is greed? Greed is basically a state of mood. We talk about sensuality, lust, desire, and attachment to a sensory object. Okay, greed, remember I think we spoke about greed many times before. Greed is one of the 3 poisons in Buddhism. And then what are the 3 poisons? Just to refresh quickly, it's greed, aversion, which is hatred, and ignorance. So these are the 3 poisons, and greed is one of them. It's the first of it. So greed is basically a status when you don't want to give up on something about your attachment towards it. So you like it too much that you just want to own it. And there are many forms of greed. So we're going to speak about the first form of greed. Stingy. Why would we say stingy is one of them? When somebody is being stingy, they're basically just clinging onto their money and their wealth completely. They don't want to share with anyone else. That is a form of being greedy as well. And sometimes they don't even want to spend the money for themselves. And then we can also speak about arrogant. Why would arrogant be a form of greed? Because when somebody is being arrogant, somebody is being a narcissist, basically they're just clinging to their own strength. So they only love themselves. They don't love anyone else. So they're clinging to themselves. They just have desire for themselves. That's a type of being greedy as well. There's a third form of greediness, flattery. So when you are in desire of someone else's wealth and status, then you flatter that person. That becomes another form of greediness, basically. So flattery, arrogant, and stingy. All three of these types are the forms of greed. So when we talk about greediness, basically you just want to have more and more and not knowing when it's enough. For example, we say we are eating. I already feel full, but my mouth has the taste of food and I wanted more. I feel I wanted more, but I'm already full. I just keep eating. That's also a type of greediness. And another example is I'm already very rich, but I just want to make more and more money, which might exceed what I need for my life. That's also greedy. So greed is everywhere. It's everywhere in our life. For small things, for big things, it's easy to be spotted in our lives. So when somebody is too greedy, then this person must be this person must have a lot of afflictions. So and this person will not be happy. Why would we say that? Because greed is the fundamental source of afflictions. Back to the example that we spoke about just now, why would we say if you are greedy, then it's a lot, you will bring yourself affliction? For example, that we spoke about, if I'm already full, but I keep on eating, then for smaller consequences, I might get a stomach ache. But for worse condition, I might damage my health. And then we're speaking about the second example, how we keep on wanting to earn more money. The more money we earn, the more worries we are going to have to think about how we're going to protect the money we have. So that's why we say greed is the fundamental source of afflictions. So greed is basically accompanied with the affliction of being not satisfied, not contented. Another example, I don't know if anybody loves sleeping. So if you have a strong desire for sleeping, that could also be a type of greediness. Just think about it. If you sleep 8 hours a day and you live to 60 years old, so you're basically going to sleep 20 years old. Isn't that quite a scary number? So sleep, food, money, and even fame, these are the common things people desire for normally. We are not saying that we must stop doing all of this stuff that we just mentioned above. We're not saying that you mustn't chase any of those, but we must just always bear in mind and be aware of the existence of greed. So we must always keep asking ourselves, is this what I want now? Is this greed or is this need? Greed starts spelling with G-R-E-E-D, or is this need? N-E-E-D. So the video that concludes for us that we need to take good care of our mind, because greed is the karma seed that leads to poverty, and it is endless. So we must always keep I think a very peaceful and clear mind and try to eliminate the thoughts of greed completely. Okay, that's basically about it. What I would like to say about the video. I don't know if anybody would like to share.
Hello, sister.
Hello.
Okay, what I wanted to share about the video. So from the video, I've learned about karma. So at the beginning of the video, Master has taught us about the story of a man who used to steal. That man used to steal, even though they talked to him, even though they asked him, is it because you don't have money? He said, no, I have money, but I also don't know, I just keep on stealing. That man was greedy, he just wanted more to himself. He always thought, why do other people have this while I don't have it? So I've joined that story that Master was telling us with the one that we watched on the video, to say the man on the video is the man that Master was telling us about. The man was greedy at first and he had everything, but he kept on wanting more. He kept on wanting what others have. So as time went on, he started to suffer. He did not understand why he's suffering, and that was the power of karma, whereby what you reap is what you sow. So the seeds that he had planted when he was back then, when he was stealing, those were bad seeds. That's why he was reaping the bad seeds later on when he was suffering, to go and question the Buddha, to say, why am I suffering? Why are things like this? To only realize that the things that he planted at first, they are the ones that have come to face him now. The karma has played its part in his life. So we must also know that when we do things, the things we do on an earlier stage, they will have an impact on what a later stage. So we must do good at an earlier stage so that later on we also reap the good fruits. So yeah, that's what I've learned. And I also learned that we must, in terms of giving, it is not only about materialistic things, but it is also about giving. You can also give support and compassion, because when you went to the Buddha, tell them that go back and give your family support. Your family needed support more than the money that he thought that they need. When they see him supporting them, they know that they are fighting together as a family. So that's what I've learned. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? I think in the video, something that also was pointed out to me, I think this poor guy, this poor man, he is actually doing better than his previous life, because at least, because in his previous life, he used to steal and rob other people, but now in this life, now he doesn't go, and he's poor, but he doesn't go and steal from other people. At least now he tried to ask Buddha for a way of living that he should carry on for this life. To me, that's already like an improvement for his two lives. Anybody else would like to share?
Okay, hello.
Yes, please.
Yes, yes. What I've learned from the video is we have to always be mindful. So the most important things we should always worry about or check our mind is greed and desire. So from the story, we've learned a lot that we shouldn't be greedy and we should always be mindful. And another thing which I learned from the story is you have to consult if you have maybe a problem, because of though the guy had the old man was suffering, he went to consult the Buddha and he got help. Like when Master started her sharing, she spoke about a student who was, the student had everything, but had only one problem, a mental, I think it's more of a mental illness, because the student kept on stealing, even though the student had everything. So every time she would go to a psychologist, she will come back a bit better, but then after some time, they start stealing again. So I believe we should always be mindful, take care of our mind, and not be lazy. I think there was where Master talked about laziness, that the most, I think she said the most painful thing or something like that is not poverty, but it's laziness, that we shouldn't be lazy. We should always make use of our hands. Even though you might be who are you, if you still have your hands, your mind, you need to use them wisely, then you can change your situation. I think that's what I have learned from the video. Thank you.
Thank you. I think he got a very good point where when you really don't know what to do and you are repeating your mistakes, then I think it's good that if you have a higher, like a teacher or like a higher support, that you can always consult them before you make any decisions that might be wrong. Okay, anyone else? The ladies, maybe?
Okay, good afternoon. I'm just going to share a short part what I've learned about this video, the story. I've learned that we shouldn't run away from our problems. From the guy, after he had realized that he's poor and he cannot provide for his son and the wife, he decided that I would rather leave them and wander around. So I've learned that it is very important that even though you can see that your situation is bad at the moment, you do not just run away. The most good thing that he did was to consult and for him to realize that it is very important that because the Buddha told him that even if you don't have money right now, you can go back and give them love and other things. It's not only about the material things. Yeah, and I've also learned from the start of the video that some people you can't change them. Like that guy, even after he was found, he was talked to, even after he went to a psychologist or something like that, still he continued to be greedy, to steal. And some people, they will only change when they want to, even if you can put so much effort in them. Thank you.
Thank you. And I think one quite important point in the video is also that when Buddha's told the guy that he needs to go back to the family, obviously although he cannot afford to provide them money and materialism, but then he can provide them love and affections and stuff and spiritual support, stuff like that. So I think when you are in a, I'm not saying when you're in a poverty state, I mean, just when you are in a state when you are not so fulfilled with materialistic stuff, but you have this peaceful mind that eliminates all the thoughts of greed. That's like a very pure state of mind that you will actually reach your peacefulness. I think that's also something we need to learn to be able to be satisfied and content with what we own and what we have. So then we were not wanting to keep asking for more. Okay, anyone else would like to share?
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Okay, what I've learned from the video is that we should be always grateful. We should appreciate or be grateful of what we have. Like for example, as we do winter release for some communities, we always tell them that do not sell the rice because of they must be grateful that we gave them the rice, we didn't sell to them. If you see that you have more, you can give it to someone or you can give it to your neighbor than to sell it. So being greedy is actually not good. Like for example, if I have maybe a bread at home and I see that it's enough, I mustn't want more of the bread. But then if I see that it's a lot, I can share with someone. There are people outside who are really in need of that bread. So we must always be grateful and appreciate what we have. Thank you.
Thank you. I saw somebody stood up. I thought somebody is gonna share.
Oh, it was common. I was moving for someone to sit on the chair.
Okay. All right. Anybody else want to share, or should we conclude for today?
Teacher's coming.
Yes, someone is coming.
Okay, from my side, I think I've got one point which I need to share. I think I've been watching, I learned from Buddha himself. I've been watching since we started these sharings and trainings every Friday. When someone got a problem, when we check on this video, got a problem, go to Buddha, then Buddha will give them like ways of solving the problem and give them knowledge and wisdom. So from there, now I learned that when someone is coming to you with a problem, it's not only the money that we need to give. I think the most important thing that we need to give is wisdom or knowledge, so that the person can be able to go and change his or her life. So on this poor guy, he went there expecting that maybe Buddha can give more than knowledge, which is extra money since he was poor, or some food or something else. But instead, he got wisdom. Then he then understood that, okay, in life, I think I need to understand how I should conduct myself with others. So that I learned that, okay, if you have people in our families or even in our community, if they come with a problem, let's not look first into maybe food or money, or even though it's very important to do that. But let's also look onto their wisdom and knowledge of handling situations or their life. That's how I actually maybe express my my understanding on this video. Thank you.
Thank you. I think this gentleman has a really good point there. But not but I want to say that everybody can become like Buddha, you know. Then because like every Friday we watch a video and we learn the wisdoms from Buddha, then we can, if we can spread the words, and then if we can pass on the message to the next person, whoever might be needing this message, then we are basically also turning the wheel of Dharma. Which is, I think, was a very good point that he pointed out. Thank you. Anyone else? Should we conclude for today?
Yes, I think that's all for today.
All right. Thank you very much for all your attendance, and we will look forward to see you next week.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good weekend. Bye bye. Oh wait, we need to bow to the Buddha.
Yes.
Please stand up. Hold your palms together. First bow. Second bow. Third bow. Thank you. Omitofo.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.